Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have an announcement to make. Attention, I have an announcement to make. We are going to Las Vegas, Nevada. And heading to Vegas. We're leaving Las Vegas. Check out the Democratic primary for president, the Caucus. Heading to Las Vegas for the Nevada Caucus. Wow. How exciting. We're all going together. So, that's all. I wanted to announce that today. And, there is an urgency. I feel like there's an urgency. We're witnessing something unbelievable in America right now. The stealing of an election. Again, we saw it in 2016. And we're seeing it again in Iowa. In New Hampshire, the numbers don't add up. The top candidate wins by 10%, but he only squeaks by 1%. In Iowa, he's up. Right? A software steps in. A vote-flipping software. And the numbers don't add up. He squeaks by. The mainstream media screams, he didn't win! He didn't win! No way! Why does Bernie Sanders act the way he does? Why does Bernie Sanders act the way he does? People say, he's too soft. He doesn't push back hard enough. He goes along with the story sometimes. Why? Why? Because he's threading a fine line between changing this country and getting killed. That's why he does it. Can you say these things? Can you say these things, the things that Sanders says, without risking your life? Risking the financial incomes, the financial wealth of billionaires? Do you think that they're gonna let some old man come in and take their shit? He's threading a fine line between saving the country, the people in this country, and getting killed. That is the fact. So, I'm going to be heading to Vegas for the Iowa caucus, just briefly. The Iowa caucus, the Nevada caucus. I'll be there probably like Wednesday. Meet me there if you're going to be there, if you're in Vegas. Post in the comments. Let me know where you're going to be. I'll tell you where I'm going to be. I'm going to document the whole thing, soup to nuts. I need your help. I need your help too. Support. Patreon, PayPal. Let's make this happen. This is going to be a spectacular documentary, a psychological investigation into an American election leading into Super Tuesday. This is the last chance we'll have to see what people really think. I'm going to go to UNLV. I'll go to the university and talk to students. I'm going to go to a couple of rallies. The debates will be happening on Wednesday night. So debate Wednesday, rally Friday, caucus Saturday. Maybe a victory speech for Bernie Sanders on Saturday late in the day. I'm going to document the whole thing, soup to nuts, in Las Vegas, city of sin and everything. Right? So really, I need I'm only able to do this so far with the support of you. But I need your continued support. Patreon, PayPal. Kindly subscribe. Like I said, this is going to be spectacular. This is going to be good. I'm going to go all out. I'm leaving everything on the table for this one. And why? Because right now, if you're paying attention, Mayor Bloomberg, New York City Mayor Bloomberg, the 12th richest person, has vowed to shell out, quote, whatever it takes to win the Democratic nomination, funding his campaign entirely with his own $60 billion. We're witnessing a coup an oligarchical coup of a scale we've never seen before, where there's this whole election, there's this whole primary thing going on. And for the most part, it's fake. Because at the end of the day, nobody gets to 50%. And because someone has $60 billion and has all the other oligarchs in their pocket and able to flip the public consciousness through the mainstream media to make you believe that Michael Bloomberg is in your corner. And the Bernie Sanders guy, no, he's a fucking socialist. Trump, orange monster. Trump's got to go. Bernie? No, he's a fucking communist. He's a commie little socialist. He wants to give away free stuff. That's what we're up against right now. The strategy for Bloomberg is to buy superdelegates. Let's even talk about bringing on Hillary Clinton. You talk about a losing strategy. My God. What a fool. Because they're going for those moderates. They figure if they can bring Hillary Clinton's 20% of the Democrats, 20% of the country along, all right, and then force feed Bloomberg down the progressive wing's throat, ain't going to happen. There's no way Michael Bloomberg will win over the progressive vote. We know who he is. We know who Michael Bloomberg is. It's obvious. I'm going to keep this short because it's cold out and I don't want the phone to crash. So the idea for Bloomberg is to buy off the superdelegates, 700 of them. They all have 10,000 votes per person, and they could push any one candidate, even the candidate with like 15% of the vote. They could push him over the 50 percentile and win the election, and thereby naming Bloomberg as the candidate. Right? They have the power to do that. Bloomberg, not only is Michael Bloomberg $60 billion of his own money, he's at the end of his life cycle, 75, whatever. He'll spend it all just to be president or what? To stop Bernie. Stop the socialists from changing the status quo. You gotta stop Bernie. It's not about stopping Trump. They could care less if Trump wins. Trump is good for business. Stop Bernie. That's the movement right now. Right? Bloomberg is the spokesperson for the oligarchy. The way we defeat him is a movement of the people, by the people, for the people, Bernie Sanders. A system of universal health care for all. Free colleges. Expunging student debt. Get money out of politics. Decreasing the military-industrial budget because we're fighting an enemy that we don't even have. And we're spending $1 trillion a year to do it. To tax the corporations, not just the billionaires, but the corporations that they control, and bring their tax bracket back up to 34% and hold them to it. Not let companies like Amazon get away with free stuff, not paying $35 billion in taxes. Money that could be used to end the homeless crises in America, for example. That's who we're fighting against. Bloomberg is polling right now about 10 to 15%. You could expect that number to rise as a lot of the shit sandwiches like Joe Biden, Amy Klobuchar, Buttigieg, as they fall off, Elizabeth Warren, as they start to stumble, and Bernie Sanders starts to rise and win after Super Tuesday, you could expect it to be a two-man race because Bloomberg has vowed to stay in all the way to the convention, spending millions and millions of dollars and getting to the finish line of the convention down probably by 10-15% and paying off the superdelegates to push him over the edge. That's the strategy. That's Bloomberg's strategy. He's just a guy with a lot of money. He's public enemy number one. That's the DNC strategy. Do you understand? So I'm heading to Las Vegas, Nevada this week to ask what the people think. I know what people here think in New York because I live here. And when you live in a place, you start to get familiar and the story gets stale. So I'm going to be sparking it up. I want to really head out to the desert maybe. You know, I know Las Vegas is a town of degenerate gamblers. I understand what it is. But it's also it's a very colorful place to cover. It's a multiracial, you know, crazy place. There's open carry guns. There's recreational marijuana, gambling, hookers. Right? It's a crazy place, right? But also it's a very beautiful place. I lived there as a kid for a year. When I was 7 years old, I lived in Las Vegas. I haven't been there since. 50 years, right? 45 years ago. So I'm going home to Las Vegas. I hope you'll join me for the whole thing. I'll number the videos as we go along. This is not my last video in New York. I'm just putting it out there. The first video I'll make in Vegas will probably be Wednesday morning. And I'm going to number them. I plan to number them as I go along. You know, live from Las Vegas, number 1, number 2, number 3. And I want to interview people. I want to do a lot of live stream. Hopefully my equipment won't fail. Hopefully there'll be enough streaming juice. You know, 4 bars. I think all the hotels have Wi-Fi. Hopefully I won't get my ass kicked or shot or kicked being a Yankee by some Trump people. All right? But man, Bernie Sanders. I'll go to Pete Buttigieg's rally if I can find it. I'll go to Amy Klobuchar's rally if I can find it. I'll talk to anybody. Tom Steyer, want to buy me lunch? I'll talk to you. But we're there to see Bernie Sanders. He's already the favorite. He's like 10, 15 points out ahead in Nevada. 2016, the Democrats tried to cheat in a related state caucus. They accused the Bernie people of throwing chairs, which was a lie. No chairs were thrown. They were cheated, and they vocally, look, the bottom line is we're getting robbed. We're going to get robbed. Do you understand, America? We're getting robbed. You don't win with the orange monster. You don't win with Trump. It's just business as usual. It's just a guy waving his finger saying jobs for everybody, health care for everybody, but it doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything. He's going to lock her up. He's going to build a wall. He's going to lock this one up and that one up. Everybody's getting locked up, but all he does is sit there and jerk off on Twitter. He doesn't get anything done. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a tipping point in this great nation. Finally, the people rising up and tipping the paradigm for the people and expunging the ruling class once and for all. Where everybody rises up against the oligarchs, the corporate tyranny that's holding so many people back. That's what we're talking about. Join me in Las Vegas next week. Marcus Conte reporting.